You're tired, you're drained. No one even sees it. You've been showing up every day like nothing's wrong, smiling, laughing, helping people, all while fighting a war inside your head that no one even knows you're in. But listen, you're not weak for feeling like giving up. You're not broken because you feel lost. You're human. And being human makes you feel things deeply. Pain, pressure, uncertainty, regret, but also strength, clarity, and purpose. You just haven't seen the light at the end of your storm yet, but it's coming. You've been doubting yourself because things aren't moving fast, but growth doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it's silent, sometimes it looks like breakdowns, setbacks, confusion, but that's just life rearranging itself for your comeback. Let me remind you of something important. You weren't born to stay stuck. You weren't born to play small. You weren't born to live the same day over and over again until you die. You were built for more. And deep down, you know that. Somewhere inside you, there's still a version of you who's ready to fight, ready to rise, ready to turn all this pain into power, ready to stop blaming the world and start taking control again. And no, it won't be easy, but it'll all be worth it. Because 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, you'll look back on this very moment, this very video, this very feeling, and say, that's when everything started to change. Not because the world changed, but because you did. You chose to show up even when it hurt. You chose to keep going when quitting felt easier. You chose to believe in yourself even if no one else did. You chose to believe that your future mattered more than your past. Let me say that again. Your future matters more than your past. You've made mistakes. So what? You've fallen short. Who hasn't? You're not here to be perfect. You're here to evolve, to improve, to grow. And that version of you, keep imagining in your head. The confident one, the successful one, the calm, healed, unstoppable one. They're not a fantasy. They're your future self waiting for you to catch up. So don't limit your imagination, guys. Chase that destructive, creative imagination and go after your fantasy. Kill all ties, rip whatever's holding you down and chase after it. Whatever it is in life that you're chasing after, go after it. Start now. Start this very moment. Because what are you waiting for? No, seriously, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for a special time of day, a special date? Just start now. Because every second that you don't, you're holding yourself back and you're pushing that grand future farther away. You don't need more motivation. You need to start showing up for that version of you every single day. Every day. All days count. Even the small, tiny ones, you know, those type of days I'm talking about that seem like they don't matter. A mundane Tuesday in the middle of November, it matters. So don't skip that workout. Don't skip that studying session. Don't skip that video. Don't skip any of it, because every second of it matters. Rome wasn't built in a day. They laid bricks every single day. Even on the days you feel like you're moving backwards, even when no one claps for you, even when no one sees your effort. Because that's the hard truth about real success. It's lonely. It's quiet. It's you versus your old self every single day. And every win feels invisible until the results speak so loud, no one can ignore you. So go ahead. Be the one who shows up. Be the one who doesn't quit. Be the one who turns pain into purpose. Be the one who proves them all wrong and yourself right. Because you deserve more. You've always deserved more. And you're not crazy for wanting it. The road ahead won't be easy, but it will be real and raw and powerful. So don't give up now. You're closer than you think. And one day, you'll thank yourself for this. For not scrolling. For not ignoring the pull in your heart that told you this moment matters. Don't waste it. Your future self is rooting for you. Are you? Let's be honest. You've had nights where you cried yourself to sleep. Mornings where you didn't even want to get out of bed. Days where everything felt meaningless. You kept asking, what's even the point? But through all of that, you stayed strong and you kept pushing and pushing past it. You're still here, reading this, breathing, existing. And that's not weakness. That's strength most people will never understand. Because people love to praise those who made it, but they don't talk about the days when you don't see a way out. They don't talk about the nights you sit in silence questioning if you'll ever feel normal again. They don't talk about the moments where you fake a smile just to make it through the day. But let me tell you something real. You're not broken, you're breaking through. You're unshedding old versions of yourself. You're unlearning things that were never meant for you. You're growing in ways that can't be seen yet. And sometimes growth looks like chaos. Sometimes healing feels like torture. But don't mistake discomfort for failure. You're leveling up in silence. The pain is part of the process. The confusion is part of the path. You're not behind. You're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be to learn what you need to learn. Because the truth is, the strongest people you know, they didn't become that way because life was easy. They became that way because life tested them over and over again, and they kept showing up. That's you now. You're in the fire, but fires don't just destroy, they forge. And you're being forged into something unshakable. So don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Don't measure your worth by where you are. You don't need a perfect life to be proud of yourself. You just need to keep going. Even if you don't have it all figured out, even if you still mess up, even if you feel lost, you're still worthy, you're still enough, you're still capable of building a future that feels right. And no matter how many times life knocks you down, stand back up, because the comeback is always stronger than the breakdown. One day you'll look back at this version of yourself with tears in your eyes and say, thank you for not giving up. Thank you for surviving the days that felt impossible. Thank you for believing in a better life even when no one else did. You won't remember every detail, but you'll remember the moment you decided to stop waiting and start rising. And if this is that moment, then let it be the beginning, not the end, not a pause, not another maybe one day. Let this be the moment you said, I'm done letting fear run my life. I'm done hiding from my own potential. I'm done playing small just to make others comfortable. I'm done. This life is yours. Don't waste it trying to be who the world wants. Be who you were meant to be. Flawed, unfiltered, free. Your scars tell a story, but your choices write the ending. So write a good one. Some of the most powerful chapters in your life won't come from the moments when everything goes right. They'll come from the nights you cried but didn't break, the mornings you dragged yourself out of bed anyway, the days where your mind was screaming to quit and you still chose to show up. That's the kind of strength nobody teaches you in school. The kind of grit that doesn't go viral, but it matters. Because you'll never forget what it felt like to survive your lowest point. And that memory, that pain, that pressure, it becomes fuel. You either let it destroy you, or you let it build you into something untouchable. Everyone wants to be successful, happy, healed, confident, but nobody wants to walk through the fire to get there. Nobody wants the part where you're sitting alone, doubting your worth, getting ignored, starting from zero. Nobody wants to talk about the days you feel invisible, like the world's moving without you. But that's the reality of becoming someone real. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need the right followers or the best gear or anyone to tell you it's your time. You just need to decide, I'm not going to waste my life. And I know you're probably tired of hearing the same advice over and over again, but the truth never changes. Consistency beats talent every time. Effort beats potential. And pain, when faced on, head on, it becomes your power. You can sit around waiting for a sign all day saying this, that, and the third. Or you can realize this is it. This is your sign, this video, these words, right here, right now. You've been giving your energy to people who don't deserve it. Scrolling endlessly, doubting yourself, hiding your gifts, letting days pass like they're infinite, but they're not. You don't get unlimited time. You don't get a rewind button. You don't get to keep saying one day until you run out of days. So what are you waiting for? Someone to tell you you're good enough? Someone to rescue you? Someone to show up and fix your life? Newsflash, nobody's coming, but you are. You're coming for everything they said you couldn't have. You're coming for every version of you that was doubted, dismissed, overlooked. Let that sink in. You don't need their validation. You don't need permission. You don't need a perfect plan. You just need to stop quitting on yourself, because you are one decision away from a different story. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be brave enough to take the next step, even with doubt, even with fear, even with that voice in your head saying you're just not ready. If you weren't ready, the opportunity wouldn't exist. If you weren't meant to change, this message wouldn't be hitting you this hard. Let this be the day where you finally say, I'm done living in survival mode. I'm done letting fear tell my story. I'm done settling for good enough. Let this be the day. Let this be the shift, the switch, the second that something inside you wakes up and says, it's time. Thank you guys for listening to another one of my videos. And please, let this be your sign. If you have anything you need me to talk about or want me to talk about, let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, for more content like this, and see you guys in the next one.